Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Design with Roosevelt. Continuing with CSWP Practice Problems, today we'll work on question 11.6. Let's take a look at this question. So in this question, unit of measurement is millimeter gram second. Like always, we need to ensure we are using the same unit of measurement in SolidWorks setting. Now looking at this geometry, we have the front view, we have the top view, right view, detail E, and detail B. My preference is to focus on a front view. I'm going to make a 2D sketch of the front view, and then I will extrude that by 6 mm to make the base of the geometry. Then I will focus on making this small details that you see, the 2 mm protrusion. So I'm going to make that part of the geometry. Then after that, I will focus on making this cutout. You see it from the top view. We have this trapezoidal cutout, and I will make this part, and eventually I will focus on making these two holes in this geometry. So with this introduction, let's jump into SolidWorks and start modeling this part. In SolidWorks, first we need to check unit of measurement, and you can see that we have millimeter gram second, which is a correct unit of measurement. Now click on a sketch, and choose front plane. So here, all we need is a rough 2D sketch, and then we can add constraint and dimensions. Click on line command, and let's start from the origin of the geometry. Going down, going to left, something like this, going up. Now here, I want to change the command to arc command, so I move my cursor out, move it back to this point, and now I have arc command. Going back to here, going to right, going to here, and from here, I go up, something like this. Then I change the command again to arc command to get a shape like this, then going to left. Then here, move your cursor out, move it back. Again, I have arc command, going straight down, and finally going back to this starting point. So that's a rough 2D sketch. Now, if you look at geometry, we have more details in this part of the geometry, so let's add that. Next, we need a slot here. So let's click on the slot command and let's make a slot like this. We also need a shape like this here, okay? I know this geometry is not really ideal, but don't worry, we are gonna add relations and dimensions. So this is a rough 2D sketch that we wanna have for this geometry. Now, let's add some constraint and make sure that the geometry has fully defined relations. So, starting from these 2 points, looking at the front view, you can see that these 2 points should be on the same line. So what I can do, I select this point, I hold Control, select this point, and I choose horizontal relation. Looking at these 2 lines, these 2 should be collinear. So I'm going to choose collinear relation. This corner, we have tangency relation, tangency, tangency, and tangency. So these are good. Now here, what I need to make sure is that the center point of this arc and center point of this arc are on the same line. Or, in other words, this line is always horizontal. You can see that we have this relation, but just to make sure I apply horizontal again, just to make sure that this is good. Also, looking at this part of the geometry, it seems like we need to have a symmetric design. So what I can do, I can make a center line here, and I select this line, hold Control, center line, this line, and I choose symmetric. So this helps us with having a symmetric design for this part of the geometry. So now we added some relations. Let's complete this part of the geometry. We need to complete this arc, then going down and then close it. So what I can do, I can click on arc command. I put the center point right on the center point of the geometry. I make an arc like this. Then I click on line command, going down and closing the geometry. Of course, I need to make sure that this line is tangent to this arc. You can see that we have tangency, so this should be okay. Same as this part of the geometry, I want this line and this line to have symmetrical relations. So what I can do, I can select this line, I hold Control, select center line, select this line, and I choose symmetric. And now we have a symmetric design, okay? So now we have all reasonable relations applied to this geometry. Next, we need to focus on adding dimensions. So let's start with some dimension in this part of the geometry. According to the front view, the distance between the origin and this part of the geometry should be 15 millimeters. So this is 15 millimeter. Distance between this line and top line of the geometry should be 4 millimeter. Distance between the origin of the geometry and this vertical line should be 9 millimeter. Distance between the origin of the geometry and this point should be 10 millimeter. Now it seems like that we added all dimensions from the front view relevant to this part of the geometry, so now let's focus on this part of the geometry. Most of the dimensions can be found in detail B. According to the detail B, the distance from left side to right side of this geometry should be 10 millimeter. In order to select that point, you can use Shift command. Hold Shift, select this arc, and this distance should be 10 millimeter. Remember, if you hold Shift, it allows you to select furthest point of the arcs. So that's the best way to dimension this part. Now, according to detail B, the distance from top line to bottom line of this slot should be 2 millimeter. Also, the radius of this arc should be 2 millimeter. Distance between bottom line of this slot and bottom line of this shape should be 2 millimeter. Distance between this line and this line should be 1 millimeter. The angle between this line and horizontal line should be 75 degrees. In order to add that angle, you can click on a line, then click on this point, and between these 4 arrows, I'm going to select this one, and this angle should be 75 degrees. And finally, the length of this line should be 2 millimeter. And now you can see by adding the last dimension, everything that we have in this part of the geometry is going to be fully defined. So we're good to go. Now, last step is to focus on the bottom part of the geometry. So let's focus on this part. According to detail E, length of this line should be 5 millimeter. Radius of the arc should be 1 millimeter. The angle between this line and horizontal line should be 30 degrees. Distance between center point of the arc and bottom line should be 1 millimeter. And finally, distance between center point of the arc and this side line should be 2 millimeter. And now you can see that we have a fully defined geometry. So everything is ready to use Extrude Boss feature and make the 3D model. Now, looking at the right view, you can see that the thickness that we need is 6 millimeters. So let's click on Feature, click on Extrude Boss. And because we have multiple contours, we need to select the proper ones. We don't need these two, right? So what I can do, I select this part, and that should be enough. Change the thickness to 6, click on OK, and that's the first part of the geometry. Now, in order to make the protrusion part, which is only this part, I can take advantage of the previous sketch. So I click on Extrude Boss, I click on a drop-down menu, I click on Boss Extrude 1, and I activate Sketch 1 again. This time, instead of selecting these contours, I only select this contour. This is all I need to extrude. So I select it. And of course, if you look at top view, you can see that we need 2 millimeter protrusion. We know that the overall thickness is 6 millimeter. We need 2 millimeter protrusion. That means that we need 8 millimeter thickness. Click on OK, and that's the protrusion part. Next, let's focus on a cutout on this part of the geometry. So click on the sketch, click on this surface, and select it. Now here, I need a rough 2D sketch, so I make something like this here. Now, of course, I want this geometry to be symmetric, so what I can do, I can make a center line here, and I select this point, this line, and I choose symmetric. Now here, I need a circle, and the circle needs to be tangent to all 3 lines. So let's make a circle here. Click on the circle and change it to construction geometry. Click on the Smart Dimension. The diameter of this circle should be 7 millimeter. Now, let's make it tangent to the top line. Then we make it tangent to the left. And finally, we make the circle tangent to the right line, okay? Now, according to the top view, distance between center point of the circle and origin of the geometry should be 5 mm. Length of top line should be 6 mm. And the depth of this cutout should be 3 mm. And now you can see that we have a fully defined geometry. I can click on feature, click on extrude cut. The depth that we need for this cutout should be 14 mm. So change the number to 14, click on OK, and that's it. So that's the cutout that we need to have in this geometry. Okay, so now we have every single feature required for this geometry made. Now it's time to focus on making 2 holes in this geometry, and then we are done. In order to make holes, like always, I need to define the location of the hole. So let's click on a sketch, and choose this surface. Now let's click on symmetry line, and let's make a symmetry line here. Click on point command, and let's put 2 points here. According to the front view, distance between this point and top edge of the geometry should be 3 mm. For this bottom point, unfortunately, we don't have any information in the question. We don't know where to put that. But remember, it's not really important because the volume is not function of location of the hole. As long as the hole is placed on this surface, you should get the same volume because the volume of the hole is a function of the diameter of the hole and the depth of the hole, not a location. Okay? But here, because we want to have some sort of symmetric design, I assume this distance is also 3 mm. Again, doesn't matter. It's not defined in the question. It's not really important. So for now, I assume it's 3 mm, same as the number that I have here. Okay. Now we have the sketch, exit the sketch. Now the location of the holes are fixed. Click on feature and click on hole wizard. According to the specification shown on this drawing, we need a countersink. So from the type, select the countersink. Asymmetric is good. We need a flat head screw, so this setting is good. And for the size, we need M2 size, so this setting is also good. Click on position, select this surface, and now simply place hole in a defined location. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's the final geometry. Now we made all the features, including the holes, and it's time to check the volume and make sure that this model is a correct model. So let's go back to the question and find the total volume in the question. In the question, you can see the total volume here. The total volume is 1,386.5 cubic millimeters. Let's go back to SolidWorks and check the volume in SolidWorks. In SolidWorks, in order to check the volume, you can click on Evaluate and then Mass Properties. And here you can see the total volume. The total volume we found for this question is 1,386.0 cubic millimeters. If you look at this number, there is 0.5 cubic millimeters difference. First of all, 0.5 cubic millimeters, it really doesn't matter. That's super small and it's well within the error margin. So you don't need to worry about 0.5 cubic millimeters difference. At the end of the day, the volume that we have here is absolutely good. There's no problem with it. And the difference that we have between this volume and the correct volume is just 0.5 cubic millimeters, which is absolutely nothing. So you don't need to worry about it. And I believe this model is correct and there's no problem with it. Okay, that's it. That's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comment about this video, please leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Rusbe. Hope to see you again soon in the next videos.